How about that, Mayor? What do you think, huh? It's just a remarkable thing. So many people said, it can't be done. You can't do this. You can't put all these people together. And he didn't take no for an answer. In a matter of weeks, he did what some cities and some states haven't been able to do in 10 or 20 years. Remarkable leadership. Well, my name's Jeff Turk, and I'm Chief Operating Officer for the college, but I also get an opportunity to spend time in the General Assembly. So what we're going to try to do here in a few minutes is explain what is the General Assembly process. Now, several of you, I think, said this is your first time here today, right? Okay, have any of you attended a local legislative forum with your legislators or third houses or Saturday morning events? Some of you have? Okay. Well, the first thing to remember is these members of the General Assembly are not full-time. They're part-time people. They have real jobs, they have real careers, and they dedicate themselves during the months of the session to come down here as a full-time person. Then they go back to their communities, they represent you, they talk with you, and even though they're back in their communities, it's still hours and hours of time that they have to spend with this General Assembly. So on this side of the chamber, upstairs, second floor, this balcony, that's the House chamber. On this side is the Senate chamber. There's 100 members of the House of Representatives, there's 50 members of the Senate. As you face the glass and you face your legislators, on the left-hand side is the door that the Republicans usually walk through, and it's where the doorman can pass a note for you. On the right-hand side is where the Democrats are on the House as you face the glass. So if you want to see your legislator, if you want to talk to your legislator, you can give a note to the doorman. You'll put the name of the legislator on it. You'll put your name, and then they'll run it up to wherever that person's sitting during session, and then eventually they may step out and take a moment to talk with you. Same on the Senate side. You can do the same. A little reverse, though. On the right-hand side of the Republicans, and on the left-hand side is the Democrats. And again, you can pass a note. They'll come out. They'd be glad to meet with you. Many of them are also going to be here for lunch. So we're going to try to help direct legislators to your signs and to where you're at for lunch. Now, what's the process? How does all this work? You read about it in the newspaper, and we'll do this. But the person that actually can explain this far better than I can is the person that actually controls the process. Many consider him probably the most influential person in the state of Indiana, maybe next to the governor. He's a gentleman that is the Speaker of the House of Representatives. So he sets the legislation, he decides where bills are assigned to a committee, he sets the schedule, he decides what they are. He's a great supporter of the college, he's been a great friend of ours and for many years, and he's taken time out of his schedule to greet you here today. Ladies and gentlemen, let me welcome Speaker Brian Bosma.
President Snyder, and it's so great to see such a big crowd here. The President indicates it's the biggest crowd that Ivy Tech has ever had here, and that's exciting for us. I'll just talk to you a little bit about the legislature. There are 150 people elected from all over the state, and they're just regular folks. They are teachers, a couple of them are lawyers, medical doctors, business people. Some people are retirees, some people are local public employees, and they are elected to come and debate and vote on important issues for the people of the state of Indiana. And so as you're chatting with them today, first of all, sometimes people don't want to come out of the chamber. I will forewarn you that don't take that as an insult, but we're generally conducting business in there, and if you step out, you might miss something. So that many will come out, or you have a chance to talk with them at lunch. They're just real folks that are concerned about your problems and the problems of other Hoosiers. So it's exciting to see so many folks here. I like the green scarves, and I'm very upset, Tom, that I have not been handed one yet, because it is hard, and I'm very much excellent now. Is wonderful to be here with you. So the legislature deals with so many issues. We discuss what what students are required to take in K through 12. We discuss the degrees that you will receive in places of requirements on our state institutions as to what degrees you might receive. We talk about speed limits. We talk about when someone can get an abortion. We talk about issues across the board. And those legislators that you're going to be talking to are here on a part-time basis. We don't have a full-time legislature like some states do or like Congress is. It's just real Hoosiers who come here, set aside what they would normally do for the first 3 months of the year, and try to address the concerns. A lot of people think that we fight a lot. We really don't. Probably 90% of what passes through the legislature is unanimous or almost unanimous. It might even be 95% in some years. There are a few issues that we might differ on, and it's not just Republicans and Democrats. It's more likely the House and the Senate disagree on something. But that's why our Constitution has such a wonderful system of democracy so that every Hoosier has a voice. Now, some folks have been here for quite a while. I'm going to point at 3 people over here who didn't even know I was going to point at them. I have a wide peripheral vision. These are the 3 newest members of the Indiana House, Representative Bynum, Representative Sullivan, and Representative Cox. This is the first session for each of them. In fact, one of them was sworn in on Organization Day, so that is as new can get. And they are involved in our short session. This is a non-budget year, so we have a short session. It is a sprint, believe me. And we are in the last 100 yards of that sprint, and everybody's worn out. I mean, really worn out. So we're almost there, and then there'll be elections this November. We'll come back next year. It'll be a budget year when we talk about funding for every state institution, including Ivy Tech. So really my purpose today is to say thank you for taking the time to be here today. I very much so encourage you to be part of this process, and let me tell you why I think it's so important. There was a recent report from the National Association for Education Progress, and it rates the proficiency of high school graduates in various subjects. And that study from 2 years ago stated that 26% of high school seniors were proficient in civics and government. That means 74%, nearly 3/4, either don't know about their government or don't care. We take our liberties, our freedoms, and our opportunities here way too much for granted. So I really appreciate